London rebels.
Hello, LDNRBS. It is 5 o'clock. Literally, we are here now. Everyone's in the room. Got Anita on the mic. We've got Havoc on the mic.
Yeah.
Guess who we have in the building? Sorry. No, let's wait. Guess who we have in the building?
Guess who we have here?
Again.
God. I think it is
R.M. Moses.
Wow.
We have him here with us today.
In the flesh.
Let's just put it in perspective now. Let's put this in perspective.
Yeah.
This is an award-winning.
Wow.
Award-winning.
Multiple.
Director.
Oh, yeah. Multiple. Let's
get
that straight.
Here. Yeah. Exactly. Let's let him
International.
speak for a second. Let's let him speak for a second.
Yeah,
too.
right.
R.M. Moses, you happy to be back?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't mind the praise thing.
You want us to keep on going?
His accolades speak for themselves.
I've been watching ever since last time we spoke to you. Now, we were saying we wish you success. In that meantime now, you've gone and won awards. You've gone to America. I see you living life, pretty much. Tell us about it, the last couple months.
Wow. I was always planning to go LA, and then I got the chance to work with Dijon, and he introduced me to Jennifer Freeman, and I just wrote a script for them, and boom, we just got to it. As soon as we got there, took a day, went to Venice Beach, went to New York the week after, and that's when I went to the Uptown Film Festival.
Amazing.
Signs of Silence, one of the short films I've done that got best screenplay and third place best short film.
I don't know why I got third place. I'm gonna say it early. I don't know. I don't understand. What won?
Well, can we just get some applause right there?
Yeah, let's get an applause. It has to be one of those manual applauses because obviously, yeah.
Can we just get some applause in the studio right there?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, Signs of Silence. What did come first? Do you know?
Don't know.
We don't. It's not relevant.
It was a big film festival actually because there was about 80 films on the lineup.
80 films
over a period of 3 days.
That's amazing, honestly.
Now, over the next hour, we're going to delve into so much more because I feel like with someone like this in the building, we need to delve into the mind. We need to delve into why he writes the way he writes. We need to delve into everything to do with him.
We're going to pick your brain.
Pick your brain. He just smiles. He's like, we'll see. But as a whole, we're going to get into a whole lot more. And right now, I wanted to ask him. We've been playing music for the last 2 hours. I want to ask him, what does he want to play? What music? What song can you really?
You got one song, bro.
One song.
One shot on this ox.
How deep is your database? Because
wow. Whoa. Shade. Dab.
You trying to go underground? Where you trying to go, bro?
Right on the computer now.
I was listening to Drake Controller on the way here.
Controller Drake.
So let's just go with that.
Let's just keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that for you guys quickly. Any questions that anyone here wanted to ask R.M. Moses?
Yeah, actually, going back to what you said that you went to America and you wrote a script within a day. What is the thought process that you go through to make that happen in a day? Because not a lot of people can do that under pressure.
Great question.
It depends. There was, at the time, I think it was December, and I wrote it, and it just depends on the circumstances and stuff. Sometimes when you're in like a really tough situation or something like that, your inspiration for writing can come so quick, and the passion to write can come so fast and burn so fast. So once you get to it, it just comes quick. And
is it almost like when you get an idea, you just have to go straight away and write it down?
Yeah, I always feel like if you leave it too long, you won't get the passion back to write it again. So I always have this. I even have sticky notes on my computer to make sure, don't wait. That's what the sticky notes say. Don't wait. Just keep going and just write when you feel the burn.
Yeah, that's amazing, because not a lot of people can just write and keep writing. Some people, like, how do you go and look for a storyline? That's the main, because I see a lot of stories that are reproduced. How do you try and make yours different to others?
Most of it is, now it is anyway. So I've kind of found my niche in writing good dramas, and I've got an ear for how dialogue can be spoken. So I feel like now I only really write dramas, and I know that's my comfort zone, and I've gone out of my comfort zone to see how far I can actually go, but writing thrillers and horrors is just not my portion. So I
did like Sapiens though, the ending of that, because it was very mysterious. I was thinking, okay, so how is he going to switch it up from something that went from so normal to now being sort of like a thriller, sci-fi kind of.
Of course, I thought that too. Actually, when I heard,
I was thinking, where did the smoke come from as well?
That was so hard to film on the hill. It was in Birmingham, and it's called the Malvern Hills. And anyone that knows Birmingham and the Malvern Hills, it's like a good 45-minute trek up the hill. So when we got up there, it was windy, and the microphone wasn't like, it just wasn't good. But we got our film in. There was actually about a minute and a half after they black out, we had a sequence, and only the people that come to the premiere that we had last year have seen it.
Oh, okay.
And it's when they get their powers and they have like a staff, and there's all sorts of stuff going on, but we cut it out because the visual effects kind of made it less than what I thought the drama gave to it. So
we're going to see a part 2 though, because I really, really want to know what happens next. I'm not going to lie to you.
It did stop at a point where I was like, I want more.
I want to see what they have, like their powers, what's going to happen.
We have a season 1 trailer dropping, I think, in December.
Okay.
So that will just show the direction in which we're taking Sapiens, because the season we've got, the writing in it is, I think, it's so good, and it's not. It's like, I don't know, for me it's like Misfits was one of the things, I think I was telling you before, like Misfits was one of the groundbreaking sci-fi dramas for teens and youth growing up. And this Sapiens, I want it to be about black youth as well as the whole sci-fi thing, but linking the black youth to sci-fi and having that niche would just boost everything. Now, the writing's going to be good in it as well. So.
Yeah, we already know when you write, you can tell. You really think about your films.
Yeah.
You could tell every single part. You put it together in a certain way. But you know what? RM Moses requested Controller. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to play Controller. We're going to get straight into it. The main gist of this whole interview in a couple minutes. But yeah, Controller, Drake.
Of paper with the names of the people who had him denied entrance to this year's Wireless Festival. Supposedly they thought there would be some trouble. No comment. Well, that's all the news I have for now. Join me in half an hour for more.
Pulse. Search Pulse 88 on TuneIn app or find us in all smartphone app stores. Number 1 for hip hop and R&B.
This is your favourite station.
Pulse88.co.uk.
Are you ready?
It be hard to watch your cash when the vans keep dropping. Got the big Ford on me, so my pants keep falling. It be hard to understand when my jaw keep locking. I ain't even trying to talk, cause my jaw keep locking. She ain't trying to be a freak, but them bands keep popping. Still caught up in the streets and the feds still knocking. It be hard to understand me, my jaw keep locking. It be hard to understand when my jaw keep locking. It be hard to understand when my jaw keep locking.
Again, we have none other than M. Moses today with us with LDN RBS. Shout out yourself, shout out yourself.
They got tired, we got the rest of the crew inside the building.
For sure. So much to talk about. So much from start to finish, there's so much to talk about. But let's talk about your journey in the last couple months since we last spoke to you. What would you say has gone on in the last couple of months? How can you update on us?
There's so much. Even right now, like I always tweet about having so much going on that my memory is just terrible. I can't,
mesh it all together.
Keep track of certain films. But so far, I think I've done about 3 films. I've released about 6 or 7.
Amazing.
This year. I got 5 more to go until the end of the year. And then we start on a feature film next year.
Wow.
Which is going to be good.
So we need to get into this feature film. We need to get into this because I'm interested to know what this feature film's about in general. But let me think. America. How was that trip for you?
It was eye-opening. I think the week that I was in New York when I got the awards, I didn't expect to get the awards because I was even tweeting about it. It's like I went there with the ambition to go to the screening, and I was wearing a tracksuit and shopping with me, and then all of a sudden the guy saw me, William, who organised the programmer, and he didn't know I was coming, so he was mad enthusiastic. He's like, "Oh man, if you'd have told me, I'd have like hooked you up with like accommodation, blah blah blah." He's like, "Oh, listen, you have to stay till afterwards." And I was with about 5 other English people, like kind of like entourage, but my crew, like, was all come there to support and that. And they were just all gassing. It was like, "Oh my god, like he's gonna give you an award. Like you have to stay." And I was like, "All right, cool." Like, I was ready for it. So we went into the studio after the screening, sat down, and then we was in the front row. And then about 10 minutes later, the whole studio was filled up with people in suits and long trench coats. I was like, "Rob, I'm underdressed right now." Yeah, I was just looking like a fog like, in Brooklyn. Do you know what I'm saying? And then he started it off. He was like, "Oh, look, blah blah blah, third place, short films, R.M. Moses." Boom, got up. I was cool because I expected it. And then I was sitting there, I was thinking, "Oh, this is taking so long." So it was like 20 minutes past. I'm like, "I need to go, man. This is just long." And then he's like, "Oh, like Signs of Silence." Bam. I was like, "Oh shit." Man,
it's funny.
That's mad.
I didn't expect it.
Even last week, I was talking to a friend, and I think it was a film called Babel, and it's about someone that's deaf, and it brought me straight onto Signs of Silence. I wanted to ask you, what brought you to actually make that type of film? Because it's made me think about it on a random day. So I want to know what brought you onto that.
I can't remember the exact reason, but I've always had this idea that disabled people are kind of the only people left in society that are segregated. So especially with deaf people, we don't have the resources to communicate with them. We don't get taught in schools and stuff to how to do sign language. I think it should be an option to be able to do it, because I would love to do sign language, love it. And you go about your train journeys and you see them communicating with other people who are deaf, and you can't, if there was something to happen, like an emergency, you wouldn't be able to communicate with them. It's just one of them things. But I feel like schools should have that accessibility for disabled people. So this was just like a perspective thing where loads of people see deaf people and they know about deaf people, but you don't really know how it is growing up. And I know a couple of deaf people. I don't know like personally at friendship level, but I've come across them and their stories are quite inspiring. So this one was just about independence and love, breaking down that barrier with like the kind of, what's the word, universal language of love and everything that comes with like just using your hands to speak, so to
communicate.
When you done Signs of Silence, I was so happy to see that, because going back to you saying there's not a lot of people that communicate with disabled people, they just kind of disregard them. And growing up, my best friend from primary school was disabled and he couldn't talk, and the only good thing about it is that they taught me how to sign language with him. I don't remember it no more, but at the time when I saw that, I was like, wow, like people are actually acknowledging these type of like group of people, do you know what I mean? So it was very good.
It's important to know that, you know, like when we're not in this little tunnel, like on our own journeys, everyone's journeys interconnect sometimes.
So do you think, in all of your films, you're trying to portray an underlying moral that people should really, really listen into or clock into? Yeah,
I think, like I was saying, my kind of niche now is with this drama, and I always have something that carries the film, whether that is like the reflection film that I've done, that's about chronic illness. Before We Crash is about marriage. So there's different things that carries the film that I want to.
I'm gonna ask a question about Before We Crash. Now I'm watching the film. You sent it to me. I'm watching it. Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, now wait, I recognise one of these people. This is one of the people I grew up watching. How did you meet Claire from My Wife and Kids to get her in your film? Please tell me. Crush?
Yeah.
Crush. I'll say it early.
But this is what I'm saying. Like when that week I was in New York and I got the awards, and after, I think it was literally the night of the awards, I got home, I was in my bed and I was on the phone. I can't remember who I was on the phone to, and I got off. And I got a notification on my Instagram from Megan Good, and she like posted the film. And
sorry, can we? I just don't know where this went.
No, we're not going to skate past this one.
No, we can't.
No one randomly gets
a DM.
Sorry. Did you say Megan Good?
Megan Good.
Let's give
I'm giving you a hug. I'm sorry.
Let's give him a chance to explain the story. Let's do this.
No, can you details? I need details of this one. Yeah, honestly, I saw that tear. Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah. So when I was in New York, that's when I felt like raw. Like that was the moment I was like, whoa. Like that's two of my childhood crushes that I used to watch on TV and movies. And you're thinking, raw. Like what's the you got served?
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was a banger.
Yeah.
So it's just one of the things you think, right, and I started pinching myself and I was so happy. If I wasn't staying with the guys I was staying with in New York, I would have cried my eyes out. If I was alone, I would have cried because that was so emotional for me.
Where was you when you saw Megan Good do that?
I was in bed, like, and then I screamed. I was like, ah!
I would have screamed too, to be honest.
At first, did you think it was someone like their manager or something?
No. At first, I thought it was fake, and I pressed and I saw the verification tick, and I was like, oh, okay, like 80,000.
About the scream, was it a high pitch one? Was it one of them ones with bass? High pitch, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
So big booty Megan, what do you expect?
So that's when I got to meet Claire. I say Claire.
Claire, you have to. It's just it is what it is.
I know her as a Jennifer.
Okay, look, stunt, dab. You have to dab now.
I don't even dab.
You don't dab.
No,
yeah, the prestige ones there.
Man, so,
I don't dab.
I remember opening the door to her, and my heart was just thumping. And I don't get starstruck over people. It's just not one of my things.
Yeah.
That was the first person. I opened the door and I was like, I was like, nah, boy. And I sat down with her and I spent the day with her and I got to know her, and that was cool. Like, it really opened my eyes to know that she has a world, like she actually has a life. Instead of me saying, oh, that's Claire, that's on my friend kids.
Like she just came off set. That's what I think.
Yeah.
When I think of Claire, I just think, she just came off set.
Did you call her Claire on accident at any time?
No. Like, I made sure, like, a day before. You know when you're practicing, like, Jennifer.
Yeah. But even so, I wanted to ask you a question. Well, I've got my tickets. Yeah. I'm just saying, I've got my tickets.
Yeah.
I know Lexi's got her tickets. Nanita, you got her tickets.
No, I'm going to get one.
She's getting her tickets. I don't know if anybody else has got their tickets, but tell us about your premiere that is coming up next month.
Last year we had October, Sapiens, Baddies, and Signs of Silence. This year I have 5 films, not 3. All 5 are strong. One in particular, the same way that Signs of Silence was like the standout film last year, I have a film called Book Trader that's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be nominated for a BAFTA. I like the confidence. It's a solid film. And you know what I mean? I don't, because I've done so many films that I know when something's going to hit a certain level. So
can you tell us about what this film is about?
I was reading The Alchemist for the first time, like,
that's a good 2
weeks ago. Sorry, Mom. Yeah,
I see that got a lot of a good reaction in the room. But yeah,
and there was a line in it. It was like a little paragraph, and he was the shepherd was saying something about if worse comes to worse, he can sell his sheep for money, and he's got his jacket that he can sell, and he's got a book that he can trade for a bigger book. Okay. So at first I was like, that's really poetic, and then it just inspired something. And I met a girl in New York at a film festival called Maria Sten, and she was recently in Straight Outta Compton, and I never knew, because she was really humble when she first met me, and I just thought she was another actress. And then I worked Straight Outta Compton and I saw her, like, it was just random. I was like, oh my god, that's that girl. And then, like, she's coming in London next week and we're doing a film, so I was just trying to find something to write for her, and then this film come about through reading The Alchemist, and it's just about a homeless guy who has a really big collection of books, and this one woman comes and wants to trade his books for boots or a blanket, and his whole ideal is that each book is a journey, and each book has a major part in his life. And there's even a big monologue from Damien, who's the lead character. It's about, what's it about? In every one of his books, he's created a life. He's created something that gives him escape. So he has a perfect wife. He has children. He's climbed the mountains of Everest and stuff like that. So he's very, like, he doesn't really want to give his books away, even though the books are not as good as a pillow or blanket. So there's that conflict, but at the end it's a really emotional story. So
I got a little sly little question, sorry to cut you off there, but I got a little question here for any actor or actress that is probably listening to this thinking, I want to talk to this man, I want to get involved in these films, I want to be in these films. How do I get in contact with RM Moses about being in one of these films?
Well, I think over the past year, actors have just been my acting network on Twitter has exploded. So it's like now I get at least 5 DMs a day about actresses or actors wanting jobs. So it's hard to always provide something for them. And I do want to work with most of them, but it's hard because I'm only one man. I can only do like one film every month or one film every couple months. So.
And how does it come about when you budget the whole thing? Because I know in my head, I don't know how it goes, but how would you budget a film and for the actresses and the locations, etc.?
This is one of the reasons I wanted to come on and talk, because this whole budget thing it's a main topic whenever I go to New York or LA, because everyone wants to know how can you make so many films and like where you getting the thousands of pounds from. But it's literally like you make a list of all the resources you can get, whether that is your friend's club or your friend's bar or whatever, and you know you can get that for free. Yeah. So it's like, I'm gonna write a story around that. So it's easier instead of writing a story about 2 guys that climb Mount Everest and you have no mountains around you. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I feel like all the films I've done can be made with £5, and that's what I've done. It's like none of them.
That's amazing.
None of them cost like more than £100 if that. I think the most expensive thing is probably petrol and food. But it's like I do want to pay the actors, but it's like I can't right now. I'm not in a good position. If they want to come on and create this magic with me, then like we can boost each other up and create some good work. So
it's all about networking, really. You're just helping each other, so it's all good on both ends.
And you can tell the beauty is in the concepts within your films. You can tell. That's the main thing I think of when I think of films. I think the concepts in which you come out with. So I would definitely say that. This is a topic change, slight little topic change, but it's of the times. What's your views on? See, the room might think I'm going a lot more deep now, but Black Lives Matter. What's your opinion on it? I'm sure a lot of people want to hear what RM Moses has to think about Black Lives Matter.
Last week, I don't know, man. It was that like the first video comes online. I think it was like Wednesday or something, and it's like, all right, it's sad, but you've seen it so many times from America. Then the second one came and I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like,
the one with the arm.
Yeah, you wake up for breakfast and there's another one. There's another black man who's died. And then I think it was like Friday and Saturday. I was just sitting down. I didn't do nothing, and I was just filled with rage, man. Like for no reason, obviously for a reason, but I was just thinking, right. And then all the timeline stuff was just so emotional, and everyone was so driven. But I think by yesterday, so as Sunday, you could feel like the positivity. Everyone's getting involved, and they can be like Muslim and Christian and black, white, Chinese, anything, and you see them at the protests, and it's good to see everyone uniting, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Would you ever make a short film, like a quick one now about it, or do you not want to go down there?
Yeah, I made a documentary called Princess.
Saw that.
That came out before I went to America. That's on my Vimeo now, and I've just been looking to do another documentaries, because it's like, if that's my first documentary and it's got an award and it's got all these festival screenings like around the world, and it's like, right, like why don't I just do another one instead of doing a short film? So I've been thinking about doing a documentary. This weekend was important, obviously, so I wanted to get out there, but I just couldn't because of like my family, my little brother's birthday, and my Crohn's was bad, and it was a struggle, man. But I would love to get out there and do something. But I think there's still time for filmmakers to actually do something for Black Lives Matter. So.
And I know we spoke about this last time, but I think anyone that's a new that's listening to this, we spoke about Crohn's disease last time.
Yeah.
Now I think it is more than relevant to actually say it again, so people know exactly what it is, and just in general, or your I'll let you go with it.
Crohn's disease is inflammatory of the tissues within your digestive system, so they can swell up and cause you pain from inside your body. There's loads of like side symptoms you can get where a lot of people feel exhausted to like 99%, where you're just laying down and there's no reason for you. You could have just come back from gym and you have no energy whatsoever. And I think with growing up, when I had it when I was 15, 16, it's like you always get called lazy, and obviously your mum and dad don't know, but you know, a lot of people went through that. I know people that are going through that, so it's something that needs awareness. But at the same time, it's from back when I first got it, so say 2003, I think it affected less than 1% of the population, and now it's affecting 15% of the population. So it is growing. Everyone knows someone has Crohn's or is connected to someone. So I think it's important to know about it a bit more. But yes, it's growing in awareness.
Nice. People definitely need to know about that. And also, I wanted to say, because this is like, I feel like this is like, if you're an artist, this is like your first album. With your feature film. With your feature film, I'm sure you probably racked your brains and said, I don't know which way I'm going to go, what direction I'm going to go. What's the process of thinking about what is going to be your first offering to people as your first feature film that people are actually going to go and see? I will go and see.
Have you guys seen Reflection, the film with Tola Tariba? It's a boxing film on my Vimeo. It's like 3 minutes long. That is, we're creating the short film in October. So that, I think I wanted to do that was one of the first short films I did of the year, and I put that out January 3rd, and it was nice, but it's only 3 minutes. It's like a trailer more than anything. So we're doing the short film for the feature film. So me and this a guy called Omar Islam, who's a writer that's connected to Blame the Consumer, my production company. We're writing the script for it's called Die and Fight. It's not called Reflection anymore, but that's the feature film. And when I tell you, it's like, it is genuinely like how artists, perceive an album. It's like a collection of my best writing ever. It's going to be like a proper solid film for me, like one of the best I've ever done. So
is that your goal for this end of this year? Is that your only goal and drive right now? Is there anything else that you're doing?
I have 5 more films I've got to shoot between now and November. I'm going to have another premiere at the start of December.
#work rate.
How do you balance this? 5 films all in that? I can't even do 2 essays in a month. No, I'm not joking, seriously.
No, I dropped out of college because I couldn't write essays. So it's something like, when you're passionate to write something, you can just do whatever. You can like write 1,000 words in like 2 minutes if you wanted to. So by the end of the year, I think I would have made 26 short films in the space of 2 years.
Wow.
That is really good.
Then the whole of the start of next year is just writing and planning for the feature film. Hopefully we get into production by the summer. A lot of private investors are involved, so we're just getting ready for that, man. That's going to be good.
This sounds like it's going to be good. Yeah. Would you have you in your long-term goals, are you planning to do like a real 2-hour long film? Like, do you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, that's the feature film.
Oh, okay. That's sorry, a bit dopey.
No, a lot of people don't know, like, the feature film means like the long 2-hour film that you see.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Are you excited for that process?
Yeah. I'm not really used to big crews and stuff, so it's going to be a new experience, but at the same time, it's not going to overwhelm me. I know what I've got to do, so I'm looking forward to it.
So you're going to be directing everything, producing everything.
Yeah,
that's going to be amazing. I'm going to have another
producer on board. I probably won't do the cinematography just because, and I can't edit it either because it's going to be too long. But
I wanted to talk about your cinematography because it is amazing. I love the way you shoot and the way the scenes go from each other. Like, it's so smooth. And as well as what the image of your films and your short films, they're just so smooth. And I'm just thinking, how do you make it like that? Because, not a lot of people can get it like that.
I don't know. I think I was saying outside, it's within the creative field. I feel like trial and error is the best way to progress. Mm-hmm. You can't come out of uni and done a 3-year course in TV and film and expect to be the next Spielberg.
Dab your way into the big room. It's not gonna happen.
So I feel like you just need to get the work under your belt. I feel I had like a rule of thumb is that you're an amateur until you've made 10 films. So with short films, I feel like I'm at a good pace now. I know what I've got to do. I know that every time I release something, it's going to be of good quality. But now, stepping into doing the feature films, it's like I need to get the next 10 done and see where that takes me.
And also, I think so. I can see you're passionate about something else. I've seen on your tweets of many a times. I even saw John Boyega even like one of your tweets, and then you sent a diss thing towards him saying, "Don't come to my premiere looking better than me," and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna try. Just let you know, I'm gonna try.